Now it's time to add a little bit of more catch light than just the circles that are here. Now, you may or may, this is optional, you may or may not want to do this or need to do this, but it's helpful nonetheless. So there's a couple of resources that you should know about, and you can get these free online a lot of times through DeviantArt. You go to your brushes palette, hit this little gear shift, and you're going to load brushes. And these brushes that I have here are in my resources file. I've got eye brushes and eyelash or eyeshadow brushes. So I'm going to load these eye brushes first, open, and you can see that I've got a bunch of these catch lights now loaded in here. And I also can go and load more brushes, and I'll bring the eyeshadow brushes in here, and you can see that I can add eyeshadow. You can also add eyelashes and things like that through DeviantArt or PhotoshopBrushes.com. So I'm going to look for something that is maybe this brush here. So I get that brush and I have it up here. I'll get a little bit smaller brush by hitting my left bracket key, so it's about sized right. I'll have white as my foreground color, 100% opacity, and I'm going to go in a new layer. So tap a new layer, and I'm going to drop this like somewhere just right there. Tap the V key, and now I can move this where I need to. And if it's too much, I can free transform this. Command T. Holding the Shift and Option key down, I can make this a little bit smaller. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit tighter so we can see this. So now I can move this to where I want. And I notice that it's not quite shaped with her eye. So if I hit the free transform button, I can also go up here to warp, and now I can pull these corners back a little bit to make this a little bit more believable, a little bit more in shape of the eye. And I'll hit OK. And now if I zoom out a little bit, I'm going to take this and I'm going to hold the Option key down, just drag up. So it's going to be, this will be her right, so I'm going to put right catch, and this will be the left catch. And from here I get my V key so I can pull this across, and I'm going to drop this around the same spot. Now it's too much, obviously, so we're going to just drop back the opacity to the point where we just got a glimmer of it, right and left side. Keep them separately because you might want one a little bit more than the other. You can also try to change the blend modes, and if you have the move key in play, and if you hit Shift plus or Shift minus, you'll toggle through the blend modes. So we're looking at a right catch, and over here we can see what it's looking like in darken mode, and we can just toggle through and get an idea of if any of the blend modes really work well. Overlay works pretty good. So we'll bring up the opacity a little bit in overlay blend mode. We'll put this in overlay blend mode as well, and bring back up the opacity. So there we have the two catch lights in place.